make it to the first semifinals of the day. But I'm here. My name is Dragon Drop. Happy to bring you the second and last semifinals for this open qualifier bracket for the Cobx Masters Phase 2 Indian qualifiers. We've already seen Signify qualify through the closed bracket, and well, one of these teams has still a chance to make it there and claim that second slot in LAN finals. Almost there is the other team that beat out sort of Too Easy Gaming. One of the contenders up against Signify, Voyagers, Go Figure, Nefarious.
10 seconds
Was
remaining.
their run through that bracket. That also included a lot of the other teams that we've actually
5
seen.
seconds remaining.
In the closed qualifier bracket, a lot of them actually eliminated very early on. But as far as the RG Titans are concerned, they didn't even play in that, even though they were invited because they could not show up to the first match. So I'm not sure what happened there, but they are on the verge of making it to the finals here and still secure that slot. They beat Wenbox Gaming, Macro Magic, and Embrance Gaming, and now in a best of 3 up against Wipeout. So, I've seen some good things from Wipeout in the last couple of games. They did make it to the semifinals there as well, beating Reckoning Infinity and Team Vibe. Oh yeah, that game against Reckoning Infinity was kind of crazy, wasn't it? Lasted for an hour. I'm trying to remember it now. I'm looking at the order buff page. Oh, by the way,
5 seconds remaining.
unfortunately, the ticket has expired or something. There's some sort of issue with that, so we don't have a ticket for these games, which means the names are all a bit out of whack. So, I'll try and get some, at least info about the team names once we get into the, or like, get the proper team names on the right side of the screen once we get in game. But yeah. Oh yeah, that was a crazy game. Wipeout running the mid-high hunter and got all the way to level 25, of course, with like the good old Blink Desolator and all that cool jazz.
10 seconds
That was a fun
remaining.
game for sure. In any
5
case,
seconds remaining.
Rock Titans though, traditionally one of the better teams, like the second team that's relatively good. Couldn't really go past Signify or Coming Soon. That's yeah, they lost to Signify and Coming Soon in the ESL1 Mumbai qualifiers. Those are the last games on record for them before this bracket. So we'll see what they can bring to the table here. But traditionally, they've been like the second best team, you could say, from India, at least from what I've been able to watch and see. Let's talk about the draft a little bit, as the Juggernaut actually banned out. Lich Juggernaut, very popular combo here in India from what I've been able to see, so finally we actually see that banned out on the first phase. No Kunkka ban yet, that's another one of these
10 seconds
heroes
remaining.
that gets last picked every so often.
5 seconds
It's
remaining.
like, it's still very good, even though it's been nerfed a little bit in some aspects. But it's not really that good that it's once banned for a lot of teams. But yeah, in terms of the heroes that we do have, Oracle, Viper in the first phase, now with the Earthbird. So, laying some of the cards on the table, but it's as solid as it gets, right? Earthbird kind of puts some pressure on you to be able to perform early on. So you need to combo up, but you have the right heroes to do that with already. With the Viper, if he's going mid, you can certainly provide that X bit of damage output. So if you do provide the control on the Earthbird, you shouldn't have any issues killing off the target that you find there, depending on what Wipeout sends. Maybe, yeah, even a Dragon Knight, for example. Normally the kind of hero that you go to and say, hey, yeah, DK, just unkillable in mid, but Viper being able to take that tankiness away with just a single spell, with a Nether-Toxin break, bit of a different story. So, now depending on what kind of heroes they want to pick up for their offlane versus a safe lane, Earthbird might also have even more good lanes to rotate into and try and make something happen. Then later down the line, Oracle early on is a good laning support, being able to provide some extra sustain and some good aggressive potential himself if you really think about it. Once he hits level 3, level 2 Purifying Flames, goes from 90 to 180 damage. You have to purge it off afterwards, like it's not really helpful to just spam it out from 100 to 0. But it's really, really useful as like the finisher. This big burst damage to finish a hero and get that kill as they're running away. Because it's not just great damage, but also great range attached to it. So I'm looking forward to that. For the side of Wipeout though, I mean, Brewmaster, rather tanky hero here, should be able to hold his own, especially together with the Leshrac. So you connect with a Clap, you have a bit of a slow there. Could be another setup for Leshrac stun. That's the kind of offlanes that we see succeed time and time again. Yeah. Some sort of setup for the Lesh stun. That's a lot of damage together, and then add the right clicks on top. So it's actually pretty potent offlane that RG Titans have to account for. Wait, or the other.
Radiant team pick.
I go for Tiny. Okay. But just I mean, right now I'm assuming that Viper goes mid, so Tiny could be the offlaner. I'm not sure what they prefer to run, honestly. I haven't actually seen them play a lot recently. So
10 seconds remaining.
that is that. But yeah, this Rubik, also a pretty good pick in the face of
5
what you see. I mean,
seconds
a lot of good
remaining.
spells to steal from the Oracle. And certainly very easy to deal with the Viper. Most circumstances, because the one spell, he has 2 spells now. But the one that you want is an Endotoxin, it's, which he spams a lot more than his ultimate naturally.
Weaver.
So just steal the Endotoxin, throw it back on the Viper, and all of a sudden it's so freaking easy to deal with him because you take away his corrosive skin. Then add a Weaver on top of that. Not sure how I feel about this one. I mean, there's the Earth Spirit to contend with. Have a bit of a decent silence to say the least. Tiny with burst combo.
10 seconds. Radiant team.
Not as powerful as it used to be, I would argue, against the Weaver, but I'm not sure what. I think you can't get the ultimate off in the small little intervals where you're not stunned by the avalanche. I don't think the animation is short enough, so it might still be enough. But ideally, you're looking for another hero that can provide a good amount of control.
10 seconds remaining.
Puck would come to mind, perhaps.
5
Could run Tiny in a safe
remaining.
lane, run Puck off lane or something like that. If
Radiant
they
team
are still
pick.
looking for one position, other strength heroes come to mind, like CK, for example. Not the easiest because cast animations and projectile speed worry about for your stun, but might be enough. But actually, now CK is a better idea.
10 seconds remaining.
A lot of AoE from Leshrac, Rubik, but Brewmaster can just dispel
5
all the illusions
seconds
and get rid of them
remaining.
instantly, no matter how farmed they are. So probably don't go for want to go for an
Dire
illusion-based
team
hero here.
Medusa.
Medusa, all right. Go anti-mage. Be the other way to go, just ignore the Weaver. It's not gonna outscale. If a solution for the Medusa, then yeah, there we go.
Anti-mage.
You may now select your heroes.
So, anti-mage versus Medusa. Age-old matchup. It has come back in recent months. But, though on paper it's a really good counter because you do so much extra work against Medusa Mana Shield with the Mana Burn. I've actually seen more Medusas winning than anti-mages. That's because Medusa's more well-rounded carry, it scales much better into the later game. Whereas anti-mage has this specific timing that he needs to hit. Yeah. In any case, I think I'm coming down with a bit of a cold. So, I'm coughing a little bit or sneezing or whatever.
Prepare for
Please
battle.
accept my apology in advance. Take a look. Okay.
Magic thyself out of that. A disappointment.
So, Rock Titans. Die aside, I'm gonna get a next in. Out. Call themselves Rock Titan. Look. Score indicators, Because this is a best of 3 series.
30 seconds to battle.
Don't have those either. We don't have a ticket. Over. Much appreciated. Anyway. Here we are, guys know what's up. They're just dancing in front of each other, why the hell not? Points in anything just yet, maybe can use the blink or need to use the blink.
The
Yes,
battle begins.
starting, waiting for it, and just
Are you
zoning.
even trying?
So,
Are you even
both of those
trying?
runes will go the way of Wipeout down bottom though.
The pattern
It's like
is complete.
Titans were able to secure 2 of their own, so no big deal. Haunter on this tiny in the offlane. Earthbird, probably running around. Push in mid on the Vipers, the top A35 and Saitama. Gonna be just fine working together. Oh, nice little stun actually. Not always easy to hit it without a setup, so but you're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Cobx actually also making his way up top. So speaking of setup, that's where you have it. He did go for the Drunken Brawler level 1, but he doesn't even need setups. Look at this. Keeps hitting these. 835 having some issues. At the ripping on top of that, with the lift into another stun, I don't think they saw him coming up here. Ah, they might have caught a glimpse now. Might have caught a glimpse, but will they see him? They place the ward across, so they see him, but it's not enough damage to verify for Oracle. Barely keeps him alive. Nice attempt. They actually went for the Fate Bolt rather than Telekinesis, because again, like, stun connected anyway. So that extra damage, but hey, that was very sneaky indeed. Also, it is that should make them figure out. Wait a second, how'd they see me up there? There's a ward, which could be an easy snack. Would be really good for some extra regen just to eat the Bullet Tango. Not just extra gold for anti-mage. You need every bit of money, every bit of advantage that you can get early on. Because you're not always the best laner. Do a little bit here within the right circumstances with the mana break. But well, you don't want to deal with the trackers eating going. It's a soul of damage, look at this. It's something that even if you go counter spell or with that extra magic resistance, not actually gonna help you. Because that is of course physical damage. We've seen it time and time again against heroes like Juggernaut, like Lifestealer. Normally rely on the magic immunity to say, hey, yeah, I'm absolutely fine, I can do whatever, and I can rely on that to escape. But no, not against Leshrac. Once that hits level 2, that's about 1,000 damage or so. From the Edict, if you manage to isolate a single hero with all of those explosions. And it stands, see something happening in mid here. Evil Ash is level 2, so he's looking for an opening, and there it is. The roll does connect. Follow up with a push back into Pusher. Push into Pusher, you get it. And he does not have any mana though, so it's gonna be good old right clicks, and the extra mana coming back though. For Medusa, not gonna be enough. Just not being drawn by Evil Ash, so first rotation there from this Earthbird. Be patient as well. Just also waiting for level 2 before making that happen in the first place. It's a good idea. Just having the stun is not really enough, but in any case, Pusher really needed some help. He still has a Mango if he wants to continue going out more poison attacks, but at this point, you still probably want to max out the Nether Toxins. It's been nerfed quite a bit. Apparently, the damage stacked before, so you can get multiple Nether Toxins out, and you do more damage if 2 of them are on top of each other. So that's been taken away, and the mana cost has also been nerfed or increased quite a bit. The Saitama is actually having some issues dealing with Zeus right now, but the support's working away at the Leshrac, so taking him down first.
One ought to have known.
Oh,
Perhaps one did know.
taking steps to try and repair these lanes, but so far it hasn't really. I mean, it's gonna start to gonna start to also show in the CS differential. Mid 18 and 4 still to the 9 and 1, so Pusher's actually being wrecked. Really needed that kill to. He only got the assist, but he really needed to have a little bit of extra space. It'll still not be enough. I mean, last hit's a lot more important than hero kills in the first couple of minutes. You get the kill, it's nice and all, but if it doesn't prevent the other hero from outlasting you, it's
Double damage.
not really all that consequential. Anti-mage is keeping up. Unbound Mazalai dying as. At this point, there's not too many issues that the Weaver should have against the Tiny. At the same time, Tiny also actually CSing more than the Weaver, just because you have a lot more damage. Melee heroes who don't have travel time to take into account. And Weaver, even though he's slippery, he can't really be killed. He also can't really man-fight. He can't really easily harass the Tiny without him being harassed back. That makes sense. It's kind of a squishy little bug in that department. You don't really want to use all of your regen trying to zone up the Tiny. He has a lot more health points than you, right? No armor though, so maybe that's something that you can take advantage of, especially with Javelin attack. Doing more physical damage now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, bottom line, Haunter is getting what he wants, which really useful for the Titans, because they're going to have a hero that can have a bigger impact later down the line. As they're looking for killing me here after securing the bounty mode. And well, they obliged. His name says kill me, and that's exactly what they did. So, right now, not Saitama. Yeah, sneak away. Thinking about counterspell right now, there's not too many things that you can actually reflect. I mean, Lightning Storm is kind of meh, whatever. Rubik Lift would be interesting, or Fate Bolt, or if he steals something. Like if Rubik steals Viper Strike or anything. Or perhaps Fortune's End, reflect that, to keep an eye on this. Beyond that, it's not much. I mean, I guess the Mystic Snake could be really nice. Top. Still see something booming Satama, he's super freaking low. Wait things out a little bit. He does mistake charges, the Fairy Fire, Ring of Health, so he can't stick around in lane. But 3 heroes up against him is gonna need some help if he actually hopes to last at anything.
Dire's structures
This is
are
2
fortified.
actually diving him inside the trees. That's not really ever gonna work here as long as he has Blink. So a couple of tower shots being tanked up, and now Evil Ash, 835, they're coming in to turn this around. Kill me, kinda low, another nuke. Another right click here, he is down for the count, another roll forward on top of Zeus. Double stick charges. But now, think forward, another couple of right clicks. Get that extra kill from 835 to stun does connect, but that was the last bit of damage that Peacetime could ever do. Is Pusher even making his way up top and just killing them one by one. 3 for nothing. As they end this engagement. That was just too greedy. That was never gonna work. You were never gonna catch an anti-mage. Tools that you had, and him still having Blink available. So you end up just diving way too deep.
Dire's middle
the
tower,
tower.
is under attack.
The defenders have a huge advantage. Not exactly the brightest idea. Pusher did rotate out, but he's also been jungle farming a bit. So mid lane being taken over now by 835. Get some levels of his own. Looks like they require services up top again. As if your dive fails, just or if your push fails, just push again, right? Why the hell not? It is level 2 Edict, so it's going to do a decent amount of damage to the tower. Really desperately trying to take that away from the anti-mage's safety bomb that area, but honestly, getting a tier 1 tower down more often than not means that you don't really want to stick around and keep laning up top if you're the Radiant. So, which would mean that anti-mage would actually have freedom farm going forward. As it stands. I mean, still keeping up with SLA dying actually. Down on the bottom. Although DD Rune probably pick up his treads on the way if he gets the side chop. Oh, what? Freaked me out a little bit there. Another good thing here to have the anti-mage in this game. Of course, against Medusa, if the timings line up, like if you are able to keep pace, can do quite a bit. Can do at least a magic nuke bomb with the mana void. But the primary targets for that should probably still be Rubik and Track. Those will get quite big mana pools. And honestly, also going on the Brewmaster, trying to burn his mana before he can get his ultimate off. That would be another nice little objective for the Anti-Mage later down the line. Now though, his only objective is to get towards that Battle Fury. So that queued up still. E35 hanging around just for safety here is level 5, closing into level 6 too, which is the important part. Yeah, Haunt, I'm looking at him. I mean, it's a DD rune now. Not gonna be able to do too much with it, I guess. He's just looking for his blink now, right? I mean, so far very cool, calm, collected, very. I mean, it's been a bit bloody up top, certainly, but his other lane's kind of static. His bottom lane heroes, Tiny and Weaver, just farming away as much as they can. Oh, they look to try and secure some of these bounty runes also with the Avalanche, but doesn't actually go for the rune. I think that was a bit too scared. Could have certainly gotten that. So.
Illusion.
Zeus got one. Kill Me got 2. Peace Sign got 1. So the 4-for-0 trade, it's not exactly ideal. It's a go on this Oracle. And quite a bit of damage from this physical. These physical attacks and everything. So Saitama has to run away. Still taking a bit of damage here from the edicts. Yeah, it's being spread out between creeps though. So no big deal. The top bottom. Ooh. Gonna play on Rubik, but it's late dying. Looks to try and curse around the bug on the Tiny. Makes this kill very, very easy indeed. Didn't want to go for an early point and grow. Could have actually helped him quite a bit with that extra armor.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
At this point, like especially the damage output that you get Saitama is actually wow.
Dire's middle tower has
Did not have blink available by the looks of it. Maybe he was disconnected. That would have been very sad. He was walking top though. He was walking up. He wasn't walking down. Or he wasn't stopping. I don't know. Not sure if it was disconnected. Because sometimes it takes a while for it to actually show up. Either way, this is a bit of an unfortunate situation for the Titans. But certainly good for Wipeout here. Gonna get quite a few slow kills up here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Anything you can do to slow down the Anti-Mage. Another hero that's gonna have to have an impact soon if they want to buy that space for the Anti-Mage is the Viper. Kill level 10, he does have his Atos now. So he's in a position where he probably be more active around the map, honestly. Try and go for some of these kills because if you're engaging into a race, which is a farm race, you're not going to win that one if you don't go aggressive. Medusa doesn't need a battlefield, she already has a split shot. Certainly part of the reason why we see her already being at 5.7k net worth here. It does have the massive commanders and some of the farming tools or farming accelerants that you need. A bit of an issue because this Weaver is also not really being shut down either. Interesting item build too. I have not seen the urn before. Yes, okay, that is Atos. Okay, goodbye Medusa. Exactly what I was talking about. Let's kill her off a little bit.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Hanging around our bottom tower, still taking so much damage here. The glyph will be there. I need to get rid of the bug. Doesn't have an easy time doing so. Exactly, have the attack speed. Okay, goes to the stun. The ultimate used by Isolate dying wants us deny. And he's gonna get it.
Dire's bottom tower
As they... Fuck, the creeps get rid of it in the end. Can they get more?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Not sure, don't think so. It's only Haunter down there again. It's interesting. We had a heat map, it would show like this area. not much more. Still looking for... he's a 3-position tiny, so he's a lot more liable to do that, to just stick around instead of being aggressive. Compare that though to the Brewmaster. Brewmaster is much easier time as being effective early on, just because his ultimate is really such a huge power amplifier. Needs the Vlad to go too, so like
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
there's no problems continuing to pressure the anti-mage actually, and with peace sign, drag maxed out Edict now. Him being up here means that you can also start working away at this tower. Exactly what they're gonna do. Creeps on the other side. Maximize the damage output from the Edict on this tier 2 tower, and this only now response coming out. That's a bit late. Not see the TP, but it's gonna see pushing now as the Aegis coming through. Do you want to take this one because reinforcements are here? The anti-mage blinked forward from the Rubik and pushes and finds himself among 4 heroes. He's trying to make a trade for kill me and does damage over time, but it's not gonna be enough. Hey, tower goes down, they get that extra kill too, so... Wipeout, off to a good start. Certainly here into this mid game. About to be rune time too, so... We should keep control of this top part of the map. Even have the Weaver still down bottom, so you can... probably secure another bounty or another 3-for-1 trade, by the looks of it.
A golden thread.
Gold for my tower.
So, talking about timings, right?
That should help.
Like, anti-mage having very narrow timing windows, and that is when you have a really good game. And right now, if you look at the numbers, now he's very close to the battlefield for 500 gold or so. He's gonna have it by 16:30 or something, or 17 minutes at the latest, which it's not a good timing, it's not the worst timing in the world either. Okay, that lift stun. Actually interrupting the roll from the Earth Split, that was pretty nice actually. But yeah, so the absolute timing on that is not the worst. But if you look at what the Radiant team already has, I mean, look at this Medusa, 8.6k. Dragonlance, Yasha, so many cheap stat items as they do go for peace time, but the Avalanche off the mark, yeah, miscommunication. From the Rock Titans, now the Atos just to keep away as Medusa ult was coming out, but now Zeus doesn't have a blink dagger, so rely on his movement speed. But hey, if a blink killed me, not even a dagger, just a blink stolen, okay. That's a good kill though. I'll send them packing probably. Otherwise, unless they okay, Haunter. Showing off his blink. Much. Cross back on somebody. Nah, so many creeps around it now. Avalanche stolen here, turning this around onto Haunter. And Zeus finally props the prime ability. Haunter super freaking low already. He has the false promise on top of him. 835. As a result, a little bit vulnerable here if they can get on top of him. Another roll in though from Evil Asher. Try and turn his heal. Kind of low, and he does die to the Magnetize. Meanwhile, Viper just keeps being lifted up. To his side, alright. Enough is enough, we gotta get out of here. Didn't get E35, but Zeus managed to sit it too late. This is gonna be busted down too. That looked like it could have been a really good play. A really good team fight for Wipeout, but damn. Support's really coming in big. For sure he was lifted up into the air, he couldn't really do a whole lot. At any point, so with 835 getting the false promise out on Haunter at the right time, and then Evil Ash coming in, the Magnetize. All of this space for the Intimidation, yeah, to get that Battle Fury. And now the timing bomb starts for him. Like, he's not really combat effective just yet. He needs strats, he needs Manta at least. He's gonna have that in a few minutes, presumably. There's still a timing window for Wipeout. If they recognize this, they can group up again and just keep going for towers. They certainly have the tools to take it down. Not sure if you want to fight without your ultimates though. Or certainly without the Bruce Split. But Iron does have the Stone Gaze again. Hoping to catch somebody off guard. You realize that someone's up the high ground now. Smoke breaking on counter smoke. Actually, they also have vision up here, so
Radiant are scanning.
that is that. Now walking in, Evil Ash in the middle of everybody here, gets a few spells into doing the Magnus assassin, absolutely everybody though. The toss around, Haunter, kinda low, but once again the false promise comes in. Magnetize keeps going, but that stone gaze, the right clicks from Medusa, too much.
Double kill.
Haunter still being kept track of by this bug. It's like dying, he wants him, and he's gonna get him too, isn't he? Avalanche slowed down, bug does expire, but oh yeah. The toss prevents Weaver. Getting lost it in, but this is why Kill Me also joined.
Well enough.
Set themselves 4-0 trade is exactly what I was talking about. I was a bit skeptical about not having boost but there, but ultimately they didn't need it.
Dire structures are fortified.
With just a tiny bit of an initiation advantage. Now with the Edict, they'll be able to claim this tier 2 tower. Even without it, honestly. It's just too many heroes right clicking it, but
Has fallen.
yeah, it's another objective of the map. Start to think about Roshan. Like that's exactly what they're doing. They have the Bug, Edict also certainly quite effective, I would imagine. Especially if they could keep this Minus Arm up a little bit longer, but nobody else is tanking it up, so. Down to half health though, it should be more than enough.
Invisibility.
Being said, Rock Titans might figure, hey, we have to fight this one. Don't think they can find an easy way in. Evil Ash perhaps look for a roll, but this is why Zeus
Radiant's
positioning
bottom
himself
tower
here.
is under attack.
Keeps an eye on him, so there's no way in. No way to fight this even. Like Anti-Mage again, he's not a hero that you can rely on in fight situations, so this is why he's still pushing down bottom.
Radiant's bottom
Did get the tower,
has fallen.
and he's going to force a reaction here. Well, this is just gonna prevent Wiper from going straight high ground here through mid. I gotta drink some coffee before it turns too cold. Hey. Medusa, still being on top. Anti-Mage kind of starting to keep up now, so this gap between the two of them at least, not really getting more and more, but this, okay. Good catch.
Little foresight would have prevented that.
These kind of kills, they matter a whole lot, certainly with the Aegis in their hands. Want to use that aggressively, but then keep bouncing around the map,
Radiant's
just
top
dodging a
tower is
Medusa,
under
just
attack.
taking advantage of the other team kind of being out of position. Or individual heroes just taking those down. It's always time because you have to respond to these kind of pushes. You don't really feel comfortable going across the map, taking a team fight if you're not 5 heroes, so all this just wastes time on the Aegis. Is it gonna waste enough time? Well, that's a different question entirely. Down bottom looks like at least it's tier 2. Is going to go down. The Shack also tipping towards
Dire's
the
bottom
shrine, so
tower is under attack.
the advantage of having some objectives still left up on the map, you can choose to make these kind of trades. Like, I don't think Wipeout really cares too much
Dire's bottom tower
about this
is
tier
under
1 tower on the
attack.
top anymore. And they're not going to trade much more than this, because they're very fast, even holding on to the Edict, so that's now available for the higher ground push. They know that there's no glyph.
Radiant's top
They
tower
forced it out
has
earlier.
Dire's
So, okay, blink in, Evil Ash. Let's keep him away, but his tower's already dead. Again, so much power. Instead, now transfer straight over onto the melee racks. Avalanche does get Lashrak. Bucks, a couple of heroes here. Now Medusa with the Stone Mace just to keep them running, keep them away, or maybe even more. Satama does have a DP rune. But okay, that's a lot of damage though on the Brewmaster. He didn't even get his ultimate out. He is down for the count as they're focusing on the push-up, and now Anti-Mage, what the hell is he doing? He's going in, finishing up the Rubik, now a couple more right clicks, the false promise brings him down, but now Medusa trying to focus on these racks, but they realize, wait a second, maybe that's a little bit too much. Doesn't have any help anymore. The Bucks starting to fly in, and by a little bit of extra space, but so much control for Medusa. I'm not sure they can actually do this here. They certainly can. The Mystic Snake was not enough with the extra mana coming back, so wow. I'm not sure what happened there, to be quite honest with you. Just happened indeed. It was what the hell. Anti-mage, like, the false promise on him, he makes the Manta Star, like, he's sort of combat effective if he does have the protection. So Oracle's solving this one big issue that Anti-mage, at this point he can still get focused down very easily if he commits to a fight. False promise, keeping him standing. He could go from target to target here, bring down Rubik first, a very easy one, burst down again with your ultimate. And the Brew Split not coming out just because they control up Zeus so much. I think that was a deciding factor. If he gets that off, extra stun, someone lifted up into the air, all of this would have certainly saved the teamfight for them, but now Zeus, okay, he sees what's going on as the avalanche comes in, is trying to burst down Medusa again, no mana anymore, but oh, they just burst it down with that mana void. 835 will be the trade here, there's still the shrine available, but kill me. Ends up dropping to Anti-Mage, but the Edict's still going. Did quite a bit of work, forcing him to blink out. Now pushing back in the front lines here, they're turning their heads on the track. He is down this time, well that's the best situation for them again, that Medusa being burst down so quickly. And that she could not provide any extra damage. And yeah, if your highest farmed hero is going down at the start of a fight, it's not one that you want to take. Now, all of a sudden, it's Rock Titans who are pushing down the high ground of their own. Let's get a buyback on the track. They will want this tier 1 tower and they will get it. Trying to now open up for both teams. Up top, there's a bit of a push, so Pusher will have to do, or will have to become the counter pusher, D-pusher, I want to call it. Who's gonna take care of that. Yeah, shrines now open up for both teams. Of course, this damage that they did to the main racks will all regenerate by the time they get back up there again, so. Objective-wise, not much of an advantage left for Wipeout, and yeah, even money-wise, getting these kind of important kills on the Anti-Mage put him on top of the chart. Now, what's his next item? It's on the way now, isn't it? Basher. I like it, very aggressive. You could argue about a BKB this game, but it's like, eh. Really gonna help you necessarily against a Stone Gaze, so much physical damage anyway. Having the Basher is certainly gonna be a lot more helpful to just be the aggressor, you know? I mean, if you stun them, they can't fight you, right? They can't press the spells, can't do anything. This is the secret of Dota. Stun them, lol. Right, so they're hitting their stride. I did not think it was possible, but again, a couple of overextensions here. It's sometimes all it takes for an Anti-Mage to catch back up in terms of farm. And be combat effective, right? That's where he's at right now. Really shouldn't have been just based on the battlefield timing. Should have Manta Star by now for sure, but
Radiant's middle tower is under
got a lot of
attack.
extra money again out of these team fights, surviving them all. Can I take fights proactively? I mean, I think it's still a matter of Wipeout engaging
Radiant's
properly though.
bottom shrine is under attack.
They can keep Medusa alive if the Brewmaster Blade goes off, if all those happen. Because one of those things wasn't happening in these last two fights, right? So this is
Radiant's bottom shrine
why they lost
has
them
fallen.
primarily. So if they can get a proper team fight going, they can probably still win it. So yeah. I'll be searching for that one. Let's see if I can find it. Crimson Guard actually in the works for Viper. That's a good call actually.
Radiant's
Against
top
Medusa
tower
split
is
shot.
under attack.
Alright.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Gonna go again.
Dire's bottom barracks are under
We're
attack.
gonna have backdoor disabled
Radiant's top
right
tower
now.
is under
Edict's
attack.
focused over on the Bella barracks, but now that is instantly with the initiation. A lot of burst over on Lashrak. Medusa silenced up, but she's still standing for the time being. There's a stun. There's a stone gaze. Finally coming out. BKB protecting the Weaver right now. Stay refocused on Pusher. Oh no, Iron's actually getting out of there. Because Anti-Mage, look what he's doing. He's split pushing. He's getting racks himself. And that opens up the field for the rest of the Dire to take care of this infestation, the bug infestation in their own base. And what the hell, Anti-Mage, he's done it. They have nothing to control him, so yeah, he's absolutely fine. Just playing around with them a little bit, getting a few extra clicks in on the main track. So Saitama being allowed to be an Anti-Mage in this day and age, it's gotta feel good.
Middle tower is under attack.
If you're the AM player at this point, it's like, oh yeah, go fight them, no matter what happens. Like, even if you lose, even if you win, like, it's gonna be at least even.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Because I'm always still pushing, and they have nothing to stop me. Now the full-on Abyssal completed. At this point, we can blink on somebody, stun, mana style, burn away all the mana, explode them with the mana void.
Radiant's top shrine
This is where you
has
feel
fallen.
extremely powerful. Not just for split pushing, but also for picking people off. And it's a danger. If you're not this farmed on the Anti-Mage at this point, then like one or two heroes responding makes you feel anxious. Like, because you can't really kill them necessarily, so you have to back off most of the time. But now, not anymore. You can just fight.
Radiant are scanning.
So you can just kill off a Rubik here. And to realize, wait a second. It's away though, because of course Rubik's not going to be alone. But he certainly could.
Radiant's middle tower
Suddenly
is under
40k
attack.
advantage. It was like 5-6k in favor of Wipeout. Wow, gee. Significant margin. Up by a significant margin, I should say. And now all they need to do is close it out. You think about Roshan, the big guy's back up.
Even trying.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, so far so good. BKB next to Anti-Mage, yeah, just deal with control here. Certainly from the Brewmaster. Could be a bit annoying still. The Rubik, like the... But then go for the Mana Break Talent. Does have a Maelstrom now, so it's a bit of extra magic damage that I could also dodge, but it's mostly about a bit of control. Yeah. Roshan.
Roshan has
Just in the hands of the AM, she's a full Viper. They're actually ready to go right now. That's Crimson Goblin Mech 2, fully completed. The other items on the way. I want. He has 3k gold, but have anything ready. Shadowblade actually for Halter with another 3k gold in the bank. And this game's still not over, right? You do have a Medusa. And as long as you can pump money into the Medusa, like it might still be a win popping out in the end. Cannot underestimate the strength of that hero, even though it got nerfed quite a bit actually.
Mega kill.
Oh, when?
Ownage.
Okay. Happen. DD rune. The rune of many wins. That explains a few things.
Are you even trying?
Medusa got nerfed with the talent changes. Like previously you had plus 1000 mana at level 20. Then you would always pick split shot, use modifiers.
Radiant's bottom
Yup.
barracks.
Okay, there we go. There's the fight. They find the Hexa Medusa. No more mana. Needs some help, but it's not gonna have it. The Abyss Blade follow-up. Goodbye and come right back. with the buyback. Already on the way out. They lift up 835, bring him down, falls on himself, and now Saitama back for round 2. Couple right clicks here, couple right clicks there, and now Iron with the BKB with Stone Gates ready to go onto a little bit too deep. They should be able to finish up the Tiny. I think Saitama, okay, brings him to stun, not exactly ideal, it's still dangerous, so like just not can. If they can get this down, this Medusa, and they can, that might just be the GG. They have no more damage leaders, do they? They might get the first life with the Anti-Mage here. Saitama doesn't care at this point. As Piping from Tiny actually Leshrac down for the count. Another blink forward, a missile blade, couple right clicks. Yeah. 3 heroes up against a few more. Saitama still though extremely strong at this point. Don't have any more cooldowns, so focusing on the racks for the time being. No, block on top of him, kill me, kinda low. Blink forward, but he also blinks away back to the fountain. So far so good. They haven't called GG just yet. They still believe, they need to hold on. 60 seconds though, and this is a long time in Dota. Top lane, the creeps are working away, the range racks, so the rest of the Rock Titans can work away at mid. Thomas says thanks for the extra money. Evlash actually takes it away, alright. Alright. Yo, it's another tier 3 down. 37 seconds. Eternity for them as the Hex comes through. He went greedy for the clap. Goodbye, Zeus. Now didn't even have the primal split, so not sure what that was about here. Saitama kind of low in the end. His peace sign just walks in. That's a 35. Now the self heals as much as he can. Yeah, follow up toss though with a double kill from Malta. There is a buyback available, and it's gonna use it. They're not giving up. At this point, Rock Titans will be like, come on, why do you not die? Why can't you just die? In fact, he's the one dying himself. Saitama, so now they finally have to get the hell out. Pusher though, the Yules into a stun. He's not gonna make it. Oh man. Actually, a lot of damage back towards Lash. It's the plight of the Viper, right? You can do a lot of damage, but you can't finish people off. When you're dying like this, so it's kind of the opposite of Huskar, you know. Huskar, he'll die, but he's always gonna get the kills. Because before he dies, he gets 20 more right clicks off or some shit. But hey, used a whole lot of buybacks. Still lost quite a bit of your base. And it's almost desperation mode. Going for a split push. Just threatening, you know, just threatening the base trade. He's gonna lose his life for it. He doesn't have buyback, he used it earlier. But hey, plenty of time, the Hex comes forward, but SLA dying is still there with the BKB. They don't want to use the buybacks on their cores, and as long as they can prevent that, they're gonna be in a good spot. I don't think they're gonna lose too many buildings here.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
Working away at the shrine rather than trying to push the high ground.
Dire's bottom shrine has fallen.
Are you even trying?
Anti-Mage back in a few seconds, Viper shortly after. They're gonna try though, Edict, to work away at the tower rather than the bot racks. I think that's a right idea.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They care about the tower at this point. Zeus comes in with the primal spit. Hex forward here, focus on the Medusa, that's your win condition. But Iron gets a BKB off, and now with the own ultimate starts to right click away. Fox props an anti-mage, but he's controlled up, he needs to blink away. He needs to get some health back. And it's not enough. But there's some buybacks. Pusher, high and low. He also might be available if they end up dropping him here. And they do not. The Glimmer Cape keeps him safe. Now the follow-up control. The silences, he does get the ultimate off, but yeah, he has to just walk away. The rest of the team is not so lucky as Zeus. And without his ultimate, running away too. Here, McIntyre's being kept up. There's a roll connecting. Evil Ash finishes them up together with 835. And Saitama, well, unable to find the Weaver. Zeus TPing out. Medusa survived that whole ordeal, but yeah, he had to walk away. He had to defend base. Cannon push-ups take a long time. The side lane's gotta push in. All the buffer buildings are already taken out. Tier 4 is almost dead. So now with the 5 against 2. what the last fight's gonna look like somehow. There's gonna be BKB, it's not gonna be Stonegates 125.
Radiant's middle barracks
BKB
are
as well
under
for the
attack.
Weaver, but that's about it. They can't do anything about Mega Creeps. And honestly, I do not think they can hold
Radiant's middle
their throne up against this.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
It's the box, but there it is. Blink forward, Medusa. Goodbye, mana. Goodbye, Snake Lady.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's how fast it can go.
Radiant's
Now it's
middle
only
tower
SLA dying. Some of the support heroes come back. But Pusher is just gonna stand there. It's like, hey, yeah, go deal with me. Don't deal with the anti-mage hitting your throne. Still, no GG being called. One of these things that the Indian teams are not good at is calling GG when they really should, when other teams would. They just fight till the bitter end. Make Rock Titans work for it, but they did pull it out in the end. This lock was looking a bit scary for first, like, what, 15, 20 minutes? And then just a few team fights. Anti-Mage coming back swinging, like he got a huge burst of net worth, I want to say. Didn't even look like it much, but yeah, you can see where the... Second. You compare that to Medusa, well. Got this battlefield around here. Just see it accelerate. I've seen a Medusa here. When that was this one disastrous high ground push, I think. In bottom, when they were committing super hard, when they even had the Aegis and everything, but they didn't get a single kill. They lost all their heroes and didn't even get the racks. So, here as well. Should be around there. In any case, that was game number 1 of a best of 3 series. So I will be back in just a few moments' time with game number 2. So stay tuned.
taken slow. You've gotta let it go. Give it a rest. You've gotta take it slow. You've gotta let me know how far down, down. There's no way I'm going down alone.
2 in this best of 3 series. RG Titans up 1-0 after coming back in the mid game here, getting the anti-mage supercharged, and then being able to just play around a little bit back and forth with Wipeout's lineup. Even the Medusa could not help them in the end. So,
10
pretty solid
seconds
match there
remaining.
for both teams. So, I mean, Wipeout, they've made one
5
big mistake,
seconds
committing for a
remaining.
high ground push and losing a team fight decisively there, and that's what kind of got the ball rolling for Titans. I mean, Wipeout, they held quite a few of the cards there. Misjudged their ability to take that fight, and again, part of it was because RG Titans were able to take down a Brewmaster before he could get the split off. I mean, it might have made all the difference in that game, honestly. So, no big surprise to see them go back for some more draft opener here, committing some of the same heroes. I mean, you see the Vipers, so Rubik on paper still a good answer. Brewmaster, very powerful hero in the right hands. So I don't really disagree with this. Don't really think that either of those, or that the draft in general was much of a problem for them in the last game. But now tables are turning a little bit here as we see the Pangolier making it through. So Viper's probably going to be going towards the mid lane. So Pangolier will have to find himself another position, perhaps in the off lane. Of course, can be quite effective from that position as well. He doesn't need all that much, just maybe some mana boots and a javelin. You can always start doing a lot of damage, and can also start providing a lot of control from that rolling thunder if you're able to find fights in the right places. So certainly going to be interesting to see whether they can make that work.
Remaining. Dire team ban.
Oh yeah, Lesh banned out. I can also ban out again in the first phase, so gonna see any shenanigans with that. Tinkerman is a bit interesting to me. It's one of these things that they just don't want to play against. The Titans, of course, if they win this one, then they'll be through to the finals, up against almost there. The winner of that best of 3, that'll happen tomorrow at 4 p.m. IST, Indian Standard Time. The winner of that will be going to the LAN, the Cobx Masters Phase 2, the beginning of April here, 5th to 7th, I believe. Yeah, I saw one nice little trailer in front. Yeah, they'll be able to go there and represent their country alongside Signify. So certainly looking forward to that, but there's still a bit of ways to go. Chen comes out after the life steal. So Chen, these days, a lot less about just farming the jungle with creeps, a lot more about being aggressive and also being able to buff up creeps as well as your other heroes here, your other friends. Be able to take team fights early on, to be able to take down towers. Like, Divine Favor Catapult is pretty damn powerful. I mean, think Alacrity Catapult, except at minute 5 already, so first catapult wave, so it can be very effective in that department. So having this kind of pushing power available, especially when you start to take 1 or 2 extra catapults here from the other side, it's always nice to have, right? In my eyes, any good lineup needs at least one of those to be able to close. Oh, if they want to close it out early, if they want to be able to just take down objectives quickly instead of just being able to fight. So this is what can accelerate the pace of the game. Grimstroke, though, all right. I really liked it here against Pangolier, actually. Pang goes in with roll, just soulbind him to somebody, and he just rolls in place, which is not a fun time for him. Combo-wise, though, did not have a little bit from the Rubik, actually. Double lift, double weight bolts, gonna be nice. Maybe double lift from Brewmaster, is that how it works? Double stuns and whatnot? Yeah, I guess it would. So it's not the worst thing in the world with the Grimstroke there. But, well, this Phantom Assassin, though, that could be a bit of an issue. If Rock Titans are able to get her up to a good level of farm, like the Anti-Mage, or even worse than the Anti-Mage, because Phantom Assassin is not going to use a lot of this farm to split push primarily. She's going to use that farm to just wreck your face in, right? Just
5 seconds remaining.
Kill you off. Really good matchup against the Lifestealer. Can't really man-fight the PA unless you have LMKB and whatnot already ready to go.
Radiant team
and
pick.
you don't tend to get a lot of armor on Lifestealer. Like, so Phantom Assassin, especially if you have the Desolator, you just eat through your health pool like that with a couple of crits. Same, of course, goes for heroes like Grimstroke and Rubik if they find themselves on the wrong end of
Dire
that.
team pick.
Out to Slaughter, oh man. Titan just all guns facing forward here with this lineup now. So Slaughter also really good in lane against Lifestealer. Makes me think that this is actually a Pangolier 4, but could be a Slaughter 4. I mean, works just as well. Either way, they're going to be looking for this matchup against the
10
Lifestealer.
seconds remaining.
And once again, normally you rely on Rage to get yourself out of trouble,
5
but the
seconds
Slaughter Bash
remaining.
still goes through that. Later down Corrosive Phase, sure you can purge it off, but apply it afterwards, then after the Rage, then you're gonna have some issues. This combo with the PA is just devastating. Then you have the Viper as well, like, it's a great tool to kite around the Lifestealer, so it's gonna be a lot of work that needs to be done from the support, from the Brewmaster, and arguably also from the Meteor. I wouldn't hate to see them pick up a pack, something along those lines, to try and offset some of their the damage issues that they actually have, frankly. And they have a lot of control, but and they have decent amount of damage, but I think they need this big magic burst here. And okay, Storm Spirit also
Choose
works.
your hero.
I was wondering when that combo was gonna come back. That certainly does solve these issues. Also, nice little Lifestealer bomb here on top of the Brewmaster here. Zeus gonna get a blink eventually, but doesn't necessarily want to rush into it. So having the Storm Spirit available to invest into, start off with a bit of a nuke to be able to burst people down. Certainly going to be helpful. Don't think he'll do all that well against the Viper in mid though. And eventually Storm is also going to be one of these heroes that can be kind of hard to catch, but if you do catch him, like Slaughter Blink Crush for example, or Blink Bash for that matter, you're just straight up dead.
That's the spirit.
At least that's the plan.
Thank God.
Alright, game number 2,
Prepare
Ghetto
for
production
battle.
set up, RG Titans this time around on the raid side. God, he's gonna spam that one, isn't he? As long as he's not spamming this laugh in team chat or whatever, it's all good. Because that's the most annoying laugh in Dota, period. Like, just takes forever and it's just like, ah. Anyway. So, the Storm Spirits, I've seen a bit of it here at Isla 1 Katowice, I believe. Has been buffed a few times here, mana cost and whatnot. Or the Static Remnant. Scaling up now, so you can spam it up a little bit more early on.
30 seconds to
Electric Vortex no longer slows your hero. I completely forgot that it actually did that. But mana cost reduced, cooldown reduced to 16 flat and whatnot, so you've... You're more liable to see an early point into that. Is that karma? He's baiting! Alright, he's baited successfully. They drew the first blood killing Zeus, and now they can even walk across to secure that extra bounty rune. Perhaps it was a peace sign. Can he get it? No, he cannot. Evil Ash securing that one as a light dying up top life. He did get the one at least, but it's a 3-4 in exchange and peace sign. He's gonna die here too, isn't he? He's being run down. Alright, it's Pangoli. He's got freaking Orb of Venom. You're not running away from that. Starting this game too with a bang, that's for sure. 2 kills, 3 bounty runes. Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna take that every day of the week. Used as a salve on PA. Evil Ash still hanging around now. See him there? Up top, I mean, Halter being left alone. Enough of an indication that something is still amiss. It's just AFK. No, there we go, he's walking. He's walking here. They're pinging out. It was a B-Sag is already being slowed quite a bit. Swashbuckle connects. More slows. Flicking down. You guessed correctly, eating through all of these trees, couple right clicks back and forth. You should end up dropping me, surely. And you root it down again. You just TP back to lane, so 25 seconds of cooldown on that. That can be part of this game for a little while. And up top, they need to get something in return here in the other lane, but they have some control, but don't really have the damage. And now finally TP up from Evil Ash because he's done his work down bottom. Have that advantage now. PA, even getting extra damage and whatnot, extra region. The Divine Favor, also nice little buff, nice little ability. Give over, but yeah, they should be doing fine down here now. Evil Ash, you can kind of trying to drop these pulls and deal with Kill Me as the Inkswell does connect. Getting quite a bit of damage here, and he didn't even get the creeps. Gotta be very careful if you don't have that swashbuckle ready to go defensively, so you have to bit of a choke point, he's slowed. Last right click. Oh, he's dead. Oof. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like you're not invincible, right? Even with all these kills, still only just level 1. Of course, you don't get a lot of experience from killing level 1 heroes yourself, so it's awkward. Still making his way back up top. And if just being there, if you can play around with a Grimstroke without dying, you're gonna be absolutely fine because that turns this lane into basically 1-to-1. Lifestealer up against Slaughter, and that's certainly favored towards Slaughter, I would say. Especially if you can use this bash. I mean, it's not just for harassment; it's also just the ability to last hit reliably, especially last hitting these range creeps. Gonna be coming in very handy time and time again. As it stands, Kill Me is just being allowed to pull and back and whatever he wants to do. I missed that one. Unfortunate. Top lane. No, I don't know. I like Slaughter off lane. It's very powerful. So far so good. 18 and 6. Not really slowing down his lifestealer right now, just because he started alone for the most part. Now starting to claim some control here with the side pull. Still catch down the Orb Sword though. And can't really contest them farming this, so you can get some extra creeps. But this kind of move certainly serves to get a big creep F on you that you can farm onto your own tower. Just always nice. Again, especially if you get these range creeps with the help of the bash. We can get these reliably, giving such a good early start. Because range creeps are so valuable, so important. In terms of gold and experience these days. Let's talk about mid. 28, 30 and 6 to 28 and 2, so very even. As he actually gets that last hit too with a poison. Good. So this will kind of slow down a little bit overall. Storm Spirit, another one of these heroes that can just walk into the jungle.
It's better this way.
Arm up these medium camps in the meantime. Just that Gremlin, you can get a little bit more. Now rotation in towards Boundary Rune, filling up the bottle.
Stupendous.
That's what mid is nowadays. Just what? No Rubik? He's got a Boundary Rune in his bottle himself, so he should be fine. What's the trade overall? T-Lash, 1-1-1.
Radiant's bottom tower
2
is
for 2
under
in the
attack.
end, I think. Something like that. Go down, stun still disconnect over. Haunter does have a crush available, but the rage will keep SLI dying alive. Evil Ash does not have a swashbuckle, he's actually dead here. But they're gonna trade. Yeah, and that's what Slaughter does to you, just keeps clicking and keeps bashing. But they can't quite keep up with Lifestealer just yet. Bastard with this, Lifestealer can't walk up. So he wants to get bashed. Down bottom, Saitama. Need some help, but it's not available, so Zeus. And together with Kill Me, they're gonna make a play. Saitama has 14 sick charges, though they realize that, yeah, there's no way we kill him, but we do kill Pangolier again.
You blew it.
He did take the Arcane Rune away into his own bottle, so that's still worth it, honestly. Taking that away from Storm, especially if he wants to jungle farm a little bit. It is extremely useful to just keep that out of his hands. Now his bottle's empty. You see what you get when it comes to his mana pool. Starting to see things break down a little bit. Left face up top. Once you get a level 6, get that corrosive haze, things get a little bit more awkward for life steal again. You can rage it off once. But beyond that, you're still gonna take a lot of damage. I can also infest it off, as it turns out. Also, it's being sent somewhere, but the damage cancels it. Can't even crush because he's silenced. He's just straight up dead here. Oh no. Oh no, even went into this little nook. Instead of just going through there first, I could have maybe survived that. As it stands, maybe with a panic coming into play. Does end up dropping. Unfortunate, but now there's the Ethos. On the Viper, straight brushing into it here. Zeus, well, no level 6 himself, no way to protect him.
Dire's bottom
It's a
tower
very
is
easy
under
kill
attack.
with this rotation in. Push also giving mid lane over to the Pangolier, who really needs that expert of experience. He cannot fight straight up against Storm Spirit now.
This one feels.
It's just a poor level 3 Pango against level 8 Storm. So we should take it! He took it, 835. Stealing that away, forcing a lot of mana too from the Storm Spirit, trying to secure it, so. Well played indeed. Once again, the rune denied, the bottle is empty. Can't feel good for Iron. Especially if it's a region rune, it's like the candy for Storm's Hunter. Up top, being gone on again, silenced, stunned, right clicked. But this time though, with the sprint already going with face boots, he'll be fine. Can take a lot of damage down. Once you get level 10, you get that region talent, which is nice. But before that, you have to rely on other means of region, but it does have a few tangles left, so it's gonna do the trick. Though I think this kind of a pace, the network confirms this. I think this kind of pace is fine. For Rock Titans, probably also fine though for
Dire's bottom
side of
tower
Wipeout, all
is
things
under
considered.
attack.
I mean, Lifestealer does have the face boots going for the Midas, isn't he? Does have the recipe going.
Dire are
Gonna
scanning.
get a good timing in that. Storm Spirit is also a hero that that can farm the jungle, that doesn't have any issues with that, and that needs some time to get going. If anything, it's probably better for Dire. It just depends on how these timings line up, because Phantom Assassin also wants a Battle Fury, so gonna be your farming tool. Viper is gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be a big question mark whether they can leverage his impact right now. One hero that can do that. It's gonna need some help here now. There's a TP in from Chen. So Evil Ash making his way through, but also very low level. Can't really engage. There's so many heroes at once. Not without his level 6. So. Hey, a couple of reactions, at least make sure that Pusher is not being gone on. And also secured some ban
Dire's
runes.
bottom tower is under attack.
So far, so good. 2 for 2 this time as well. Yeah, Hunter would be the other one, but looks like, is he going for the full Vlads? Maybe. 35 certainly going for the medallion. Very helpful for the Chen. Even more minus armor. I mean, this is what this draft is kind of aimed at. Do a lot of physical damage, right? Okay. Right now, both teams are fine farming. Just a question of Yeah, there's actually level 6 on Pangolier now. Bit of damage being done towards the Rubik. Be able to get this kill with the dagger. Not quite enough actually. Now mass TPs. Evil Ash does throw on the ultimate, does finish up that kill on the Rubik. Actually not quite just yet, it's not enough. Needs to roll once more, which means he cannot actually help with the rest of the fight, but Dire is chasing him instead. The nice little swashbuckling up the high ground, TP out. He'll be successful in Iron. Yeah, he's even get back up there.
Here I am.
Oh, that's space creative if I've ever seen it. Let's go back to base. That's what the Kaia can pull up, but cannot TP anywhere. Also slight of an advantage being gained. All 4 cores here. Mids in the safe lanes. They're very even. Close to each other in terms of network. It's gonna change now as the Midas starts kicking in, but also worth noting then, of course, a lot of this network for lifesteal in particular is in the Midas right now. Which, I mean, attack speed is somewhat helpful for lifestealer, but it's not the game changes in mid. Intensify here, Pangolier, gonna be the trade-off for the Rubik. But for one, Hunter still trying to track down the Salzburg, but he does have any amount to work with, but not if he wants to commit on this Chen. He's juking and jiving now. Hunter does he have a bash channel up? Not quite yet, but that's fine to crush. There it is. There's the bash, the root, everything being dropped, and now he does not have enough mana to get out. The damage over time is there to secure the kill for a pusher, so that was straight up a no extension from the Storm. You gotta know your limits of play that hero. So heavily momentum based that if you give up these kind of kills, it just can ruin your entire game. You gotta be ultra careful with that. As a result, the pusher got a good kill. Gonna take this tower. The tier 1 certainly more valuable than the bottom is Evil Ash. Well, his ultimate forces out this Primal Split. He will die here. More than likely. Nice swashbuckle into the trees. Ah, into the other side, alright. Ping me over there, go over there, dude. But yes. Didn't have TP scroll, which just takes a lot more time. I think this is fine though. Primal Split up top. God, just keep going. This is not fine though. EA died. Look at the Demon Edge, so that's the biggest part of the Battle Fury at least. I'm losing a lot of gold. Necessarily. Still 200. It hurts, but it's not the end of the world. That department. But still, you don't want to give kills over the Storm Spirit. This is how you recover immediately. Don't forget, you have got a classic combo available with the Lifestealer, and he's not actually going for the Radiance. He's going for the Desolator. This is what that's the old build. Before Oliver made this Midas into Radiance the default. Before that, Lifestealers would go Face Boost, maybe Armlet, then Desolator. Ash. Oh, yeah. Split to pieces, Iron. That's a kill before the wall can come through. But yeah. That was the kind of build that you win for, is heavy single target focus. Then you would jump into somebody that can deliver you to the front lines, you blow some of the smithereens, and you start taking towers. It's also something that the Desolator helps you with. It turns a lifesteal into a decent enough tower pusher that the otherwise wouldn't be. The Radiant. So this is an old school way to play this, with the Midas mixed in instead of the Armlet, I guess. Just current days, you know.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Just helps you keep up in terms of levels.
Stupendous.
Mine.
Alright. Away at tier 1 top. The tier 1 mid, it's gonna be the trade, so.
Radiant's middle tower is
Very even match overall. We've seen the tier 1 bot for the tier 1 mid on Dire side being a trade earlier, so now they're kind of mirroring that, unless they want to take a fight here. There's a warping place down by Kill Me, so does see the rotation from the Chen. You can always bring in somebody else.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Also walking in on Slaughter. There it is. They're bringing in Viper. And then Toxin Steer for the Rubik. This tower's still alive though, is Saitama. He's left up top.
Radiant's
Work away this Haunter. Sees a few heroes. Good movement. Very defensive positioning there on the Radiant, but it's gonna be enough to stop this push when Saitama finishes up top. And now they can make a choice. Alright, do I go back and help my team, or do I just keep pushing? And right now, let's keep pushing, but there it is. The infest bomb over on Pusher, trying to burst him down. This is a Viper though, he can get a few spells off, now Chen heal. Try and turn this, but no more right clicks, no more spells, and now fall up on Hunter here. That's gonna crush off, but just too much power, too much damage. We're still another Toxin too. Now Pangolier next on the list. Let's go from one to the next. That's what Swashbuckler almost finishing up the Rubik, but almost not quite enough. 835 still there to try and finish it. Saitama, get the hell out of here! That dagger, even with the crit, not nearly gonna be enough to finish off Kill Me. Not sure what that smoke was about, but hey, that was well done from Wipeout, recognizing. Wait a second, if we just kill off the one hero that can fight us, just YOLO it. Can't actually do anything else. Kind of calling the bluff. It's a crush after the bash kill. Nice little stun dodge there. Is Swashbuckler. Finish them off. And the tower is still not done yet, so at least strategically, this is not that bad for the for Rock Titans. And Saitama also able to survive that one. Mid into deep, and now he's gonna have almost enough gold for the full-on Battle Fury. But the smoke out first. I wanna get a kill. I wanna try and take a fight. The Primal Split on cooldown. I mean, this is the one big. That together with the Infest Bomb. Those are the big force multipliers for the side of Wipeout right now. If you can take fights without that being available, certainly if you can take Roshan without those belts being available, that would be very, very big indeed, and this is certainly why they're getting all hands on deck. But it does seem they know what's going on here. I'm having dive vision right now. They cannot see these spells. Bit of a bug there for the spectator mode, but they're all hanging around here. I think they might have an idea. This Rosh is going on. Kill Me just came back. He can't TP to the shrine on a tier 2.
Divine.
Did Corrosive Haze on the tier yet? Is Rosh yet? No one else can trigger the Lincoln's blocks, so Hunter probably had to trigger it himself and can now apply it. Unless they didn't do it, because this is actually also not on cooldown. Anyway, let's see how this works out. They can't take a fight here. Actually, they're just backing off. Alright. Not sure if they made the decision before a pause or not, or whether they had enough time to think about it. It's like, hey, that's a bit too dicey. Let's not go for this. And there's gonna be another infest. There's a smoke. There's later running on lifestealers. So overall, everything that we know, the decision to back out there is certainly the right one. There's still quite a bit of power, and I still want to try and leverage that iron with another little bit of a jump. Pusher, kind of low, as the late iron comes out, to find the control, to find the burst. Viper completely helpless in that situation. And the tower finally goes down.
Middle tower has fallen.
Hanging around, they want him. Places a ward, yeah, okay, that's... Oh, what? Dodges that, now the Soulbind! Evil Edge can't walk anywhere. Can't roll. It's just not possible. So now 835 is down, Swashbuckler gets to go to the high ground. Oh, man. That's the weirdest thing, right? Even if you technically would have some range of movement, you just stand there. You just roll in place, you can't go anywhere, and this is so frustrating for a Pangolier player. Also don't know how that first stun missed, honestly. Like, he should have been maybe able to hit that. Then instead Kill Me just ends up dropping it instead. So it was not to be. Right. It's like last game, Rock Titans, now a bit of a tumble, a bit of a... not the best situation. 1k advantage for Wipeout. We'll see how far they can take this. There are some practical limits here, but it's not what he can do. I mean, right now he's a freaking god, right? Once BKBs come out though, bit of a different story than Salisbury can feel. Very underwhelming indeed. It's gonna have his orchid before any of that comes into play.
Radiant's top
Right now they're
tower
really
is under
leveraging their timing window. The full force that they have available. Use the Midas dude. Oh my god, didn't use the Midas. Brewmaster did, but this is like dying. He did not think about using it on creeper. If there's no creeps here either, my efficiency. The
Radiant's
Midas
top tower
efficiency is
under
gone.
attack.
So mad. Anyway,
Is under attack.
still gonna use this Desolator to great effect. I'm not only gonna get the tier 1, also the tier 2. There's some bounty runes to claim.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
The one on their own side here. Hunter working away at bottom, but he can still tier 1 stand. Couple of TPs to account for this. Tama. Go to Battlefield now and they want to go in and kill me. One more click, crit. Oh, the stun comes in. Can he throw a dagger? Oh, he can. Silence expires, but there's the smoke dodge. Well played that time. Hey, you got one more crit there to get that kill. Everyone else was already committed to the retreat, so the one in position to actually help out the Grimstroke. Okay, that is the hell. Blink down on Slada keeps him safe. But yeah, BKB should be probably next on the list. Viper, the casual buckler, top of the mechanism. All right, but yeah, you're gonna need BKBs. If you have BKBs, you can just ignore the storm. This is why Phantom Assassin's going for that rather than the Desolator. I think that's the right call. You already have enough minus armor, honestly. If Slada can blink in Kuro's face, Storm Spirit cannot dispel that if it's on him. He has to walk away essentially, or just jump away, whatever, what have you. Going for a BKB of his own, so he's gonna have this one dispel available once he has that. Can always reapply it afterwards. You're alive still.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So as good as this game's looking right now, it's certainly not in the bag just yet. Especially if they can go for a Roche. There's no vision for the dire side around this, and there's a pace can be up there now. They also have, do they have?
Radiant's bottom
Oh wow, Chen doesn't
tower
even.
is under attack.
Poor Chen, 1200 net worth. 835. Oh god, they're just jumping in! Aegis still claimed by Saitama, and now they just burst down the storms, but this is like dying instant rage. To keep him safe, so far so good. Zeus with his own ultimate in the front lines. They're just trying to ignore him here as they're running down SI Lake dying. He's kinda healthy. Uses the Midas, does have the Shrine, as well as another Rage, so they transfer over onto Grimstroke instead. The cycle on Saitama. To remind you, he does have the Aegis. He's gonna go and find the crit. Kills off the Grimstroke on the way back as they now try and hold on to his Aegis if they can. Now the mechanism heal coming in big. Zeus with his ultimate. He's not gonna be long for the world. To slow him down, split the focus perfectly. And a 4-for-nothing trade. Is this again the fight that Wipeout taking a big
Dire's
risk,
top tower is under attack.
giving so much momentum over to the other side?
Dire's structures are fortified.
It's like the high ground push in game number 1. I don't know, but it's certainly not good. A lot of their lead just evaporated instantly. It was about 7k. We're down to about 2-3k. It's gonna get even worse with this tower going down. I
Dire's
mean,
middle tower
this was a
has
bold plan. Going in like this, just trying to sneak the Aegis, trying to steal it away and take a fight. Not for jumping in like that, but instead he gets stunned up, he gets brought down, and Hilmi dies once more on the back end of that. This opens up to tier 2 on top as well. They're just making things worse. I'm not sure what he was doing there,
Dire's top tower is
honestly,
under
all
attack.
alone.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Oh my god. Alright, alright. Lifesteal does have Mana Star. Cloud Radiance, not nearly as useful as it's... Well, not nearly as useful for pushing down waves, but certainly useful to have another dispel available for the corrosive haze. Either way though, this is a devastating loss because all of this gold jump-started that BKB for Phantom Assassin. So now she's looking for the Desolator. Now she's looking to be very safe in these fights. Didn't even lose the Aegis
Radiant's
there.
bottom tower is under attack.
Hyper doesn't actually go for his BKB. He has a Crimson Guard queued up. All of his money. Diffusal Blade after the Maelstrom on Pangolier. Starter, yeah, okay, I was gonna say he does have BKB in mind too. Very important for him to be able to stay alive in these fights because he gets so much control out of him. Only 8-second cooldown on the Slithering Crush. You can also keep using the bash, of course, so long as you stay alive. Keep spamming Corrosive Haze on people.
My stupendous.
More important for this one to work that Slaughter stays alive, and BKB will allow that.
Is under attack.
We'll have to deal with a Lifestealer. I mean, it does do a lot of physical damage with this build. You can ignore the controls from Brewmaster for the most part. You can ignore the Storm Spirit.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Can ignore the Rubik. These BKBs, huge power spike. If they can line it up, like the Deso, OPA, and the BKB from Slaughter. Could be hitting it roughly the same time. BKB probably a little bit later.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Right now, we can certainly see how Wipeout is completely rattled.
Dire's bottom tower.
Now reacting is that Thomas only going high ground. Mind Favor helps him out just a little bit. I think for about 200 something damage. Just
Radiant's top tower is under
daring them.
attack.
Hey, come fight me. Come fight into the stages. I dare you. Come fight into the stages. BKB, this Blink Crush. Good position for the Rolling Thunder, but yeah, it's when you decide, alright, the other two lanes are pushing in, let's just defend those. No reason to push our luck here necessarily. Well, what a guy. I can't laugh or stop coughing. Coughing, it's not good. But a cute little play there with the callback. And Pangolier just timed it well with a swashbuckle to claim another creep, slowing down this kind of push. It's being a little bit annoying, you know. That alone is quite useful. He's going for Yules as well, so more control potentially as the Orc comes in to try and turn this. He's down to half L. So they don't have to bring him down, they do indeed as the disarm ends. So yeah, that's once again a little bit awkward, you know. 1,000 damage done by Storm in a blink of an eye. He is, of course, this is on BKB right now. 10 seconds. We actually complete it. Thing is, that doesn't keep him as safe as the BKBs for the Radiant side keeps them
Radiant's
safe.
middle tower
You
is under
still have
attack.
to worry about being jumped on by PA. Especially with Desolator now, you don't even need the Corrosive Haze to do enough damage to Storm Spirit to a point where he cannot feel comfortable continuing to engage you. So he's gonna have to use some mana to jump away. Or to just jump and stay away from PA. That's gonna be the name of the game. Iron needs to realize that quickly, or else there's a chance they just get crit once or twice and die. So not to mention the bash is still a thing, so if Haunter is prepared properly, he does have that bash charged up. Still walk in, bash, grows a face, just for a second. Should be enough for the Phantom Assassin to take advantage of it. Looking to try and take a fight now. I have a bit of a DD rune left. Gonna last for too much longer though. Also don't have a creeper if you have plenty of good high ground defense actually. Now to think about it. But it's still all grouped up as 5 lanes. Kinda pushing out. Not gonna be in any compromising position for them right now, so they can spend some time on the other side of the map here trying to fish for an opportunity here. Stormford just straight up going in as SLA dying is being gone on, but they're gonna bring down the Slaughter, are they? Yep. Enough damage to burst them down, but now Stormford out of mana. Satala with his BKB going in on Zeus. That's well, Storm Panda is still alive. Actually successful here. They use that ultimate from Zeus. They all get out. That was the one longest cool, and I guess the Soulbind as well. It's gonna be back soon enough. Slaughter now to
Dire
scan.
are scanning.
Sees Phantom Assassin, does have the BKB. Saitama being gone on now in a lot of trouble. Can't start to turn and fight. Maybe get something going or just TP out. Oh my god.
All according to plan.
Oh no. Telekinesis use. I mean, you press all your buttons and you don't always think about it. Even if you're an experienced main. Don't often think that, oh yeah, maybe you should keep it disabled in case she's just TPing out, but
That should
For
help.
my
sometimes you forget, and Saitama, good on him to recognize that. Hey, I can just get the hell out of here. They don't actually have enough burst damage to take me down, so. Or
Radiant
any
are
disables
scanning.
to cancel the TP, so. That would have been a little bit, or would have been enough to get them some extra bit of momentum. As it stands, it's still
Radiant's bottom tower is
finishing
under
off the
attack.
CO2 towers with
Radiant's
the slow
bottom
from pushes
tower
before,
has
so
fallen.
that's pretty easy. Of course, expired a long time ago. Very long respawn on Roche too, so we'll start at about 2 minutes something. Gonna have the big guy for a while longer. Basher next on the list for PA. BKB, very close to being ready for Haunter, so maybe that's gonna be hitting before the next Roche. That's gonna be the timing that they're looking for. Take a fight around that, or try and get Roche yourself very quickly. All the Mind Summon that they have? No. Chen does have the medallion too, finally. Not much else, so maybe you should spend a little bit of time getting some money from the jungle or something, but he only has the 1 point of Holy Persuasion. Also, it's not much of a creep dominate. He's just sitting there. Oh, he's just there to spend Penitence, Divine Favor, press Hand of God at the right time, and that's about it. Let's cooldowns on those. 11 seconds. Move it slow, bonus attack speed. 8 seconds. Oh, this is very nice. Divine Favor, of course, can be very powerful. Extra health region, 25. Heal increase, 25%. Attack damage, me. Triple bonus damage for non-hero targets. So if you had creeps, even better as it stands. It'll still be helpful enough, just for the heals and nothing else. Like you get that up on somebody, drop the Hand of God, you get 75 extra health. Even at level 1 Hand of God, like he's gonna hit level 2 soon. It's gonna be a lot more then. And as far as Saitama is concerned, with the lifesteal talent, also have that going. Yeah, right now we see it. Divine Favor gives him 51.7 health region in total. That is a lot. That is. Yeah, Roche's up, they know. You have to cross a face. What the hell? Look at this shit. Those are just normal attacks. Where's the crit? Give me a crit. There's a crit. Oh my god! Did you see that? Oh my god! I don't. Did you see the chunks? It just chipped off. It's like a single crit. Takes off an arm or something from this giant monster that is Roshan. That's ridiculous. That's what, Corrosive Haze level 2, so it's minus 15. I don't think Chen was even there with the medallion, so minus 15, another minus 6, or minus 7 from the Desolator, and minus 4 from the Talon. It's a lot of minus armor, so who's sitting at like what, 4 in the end? Or something like that? Like I saw 18 minus 14 or something, so 4 armor left, that's not a lot of protection. It's the PA, so Roshan falls incredibly quickly. Now Aegis and she's in the hands of the Phantom Assassin. I still have to account for the split push. And Pusher gonna be the designated counter pusher once again. Good news is, you have a Chen on the team, so he doesn't even need Boots of Travel to still be a part of that fight. He can just be recalled into it. Someone will probably also want to account for bottom though, as another creep wave coming in, so that's going to push towards their side. But yeah, they just freshly claimed Roche, so they still have a few minutes left with that Aegis to be able to, yeah, they can spend 1 or 2 minutes just making sure that all of these creepers are controlled, and then they can group up and take a fight. So, if they are smart, if Wipeout are smart, if they recognize this, then okay, our lanes are kind of far pushed out, so they need to take it, need to control this, which means that they're probably gonna split up to do it. Which means that if we engage now, we smoke up or something, find a target, we are the ones with a bit of a numbers advantage potentially. They do not have smoke though. There's a bit of vision here. It's freshly established on this high ground. Saitama, of course, is also not the ideal target to take down. Because if you use a lot on bringing her down, then of course Phantom Assassin comes right back with the Aegis. Being said, I did spot the MKB on the Lifestealer, so right click wise he's still very strong indeed. Stormspirit still a good hero to deliver him right to the front lines. I think the plan that they had last time was probably the right one. Just focus on the support heroes, focus on the Slaughter. And take the Slaughter away, you're gonna have a good time. Pangolier would also be a nice target. At this point you're gonna use it before they can get the BKB or the Rolling Thunder out. And it's not necessarily going to be. We'll see. Kubik, I see him now. See him all alone. I'm not really. Stormspirit hanging around. That's a long jump into literally nothing. So now it's half of his mana gone. Lifestealer pops out. Pangolier is still not gonna die here just yet. They just lose Stormspirit instantly. And the Eels keep him safe. There's a bash forward. Metastar to get him out of that ATARS. Another bash to Lifestealer. He's down for the count. He does not have buyback. Wipeout, what have you done? Once again, they took a chance. You use half your mana to zip across into this creep camp. There's nothing there, so you don't do the damage. BKB was not enough to protect you against the bashes. So you die, buy back, but Lifestealer is still down for the count because the rest of the team. Not sure if they would have been able to help, but either way, they had so much time to bash him a couple of times. He's not able to make his way out. This is just a clear invitation for them to go high ground. You can get rid of creep waves, but okay, you can get rid of heroes. Goodbye, Zeus. He's buying back. Now there's the bash forward kill lead. Does get the Ghost Scepter out. I'm still battling Santama. Haunter wants to stay away from that. If I possibly can now. Trying to go on him, and it would just be the Aegis. Another BKB is another couple of seconds, but is he going to die here? Needs Divine Favor. Okay, doesn't get it. So that's the Aegis. And a bit more. Zeus with the ultimate. That's about to expire though. They got the tier 3. They have catapults going. That's actually lifting up the Phantom Assassin for a few more seconds. It's also a Rubik break in the field, so you can't necessarily rely on the blower as much. Another jump forward. The Rubik goes up there. Keeping him safe for so far, so good. Viper high and low here. Guarding Reeves, keep him alive for just a little bit longer. That's going to be down to Saitama. Another round of BKB. Slow down Zeus. Bring him down. That's a die back on him. Somewhere in the middle of that, Lifestealer also ended up dropping. Kill me. Another Ghost Scepter, but what the hell? He just gets annihilated as soon as that ends. Triple kill for Saitama. Peace sign? Well, if he shows up, Kill me actually brought back into this. If they get in range, they're gonna die again. Whenever Saitama decides to go in.
Dire's middle tower
Huh?
is under attack.
Ooh, Haunter.
Radiant's middle tower
Goes in
is
for the
under
control. Slowing him down. There's the Abyssal Blade. 1, 2. That was just 2 normal attacks. And there's the Q. Yeah. Those were just normal attacks. It was like, what, 3, 4 normal attacks to bring him down.
attack. Is under attack.
Not even a single crit. Still ball back.
Dire's
Just trying their
middle
best to
tower
slow them
has
down.
fallen.
Once again, Indian teams, they're not ones to GG out until the Angel is actually exploding.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Viper buys the Beam Hammer.
Has fallen.
Because why the hell not?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Like it creeps on the cards here. One catapult wave coming in, even just in case it was needed.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Lifesteal is back. Single Swashbuckle almost finishes up. Grimstalker now gets stunned up in front. There's the Yules. Keep him safe a little bit longer, but not Swashbuckle. Yule Ashes. Styles up on him. Now throws pace on him. No, he's trying to work away, but there's some bashes. Haunter looking in, forcing out that infest.
Is the Mondoni.
As yeah, Rubik dies. Else GG is called as the meme hammer comes out on the tier 4s. Well, it was quite a game once again. Just overextensions and Roche, and then one last jump to nothing, to no vision. What I was talking about, like, you draft a Storm Spirit, you cannot fall behind. You cannot afford a lot of those kind of plays because you need to stay ahead of the curve. And if you don't, like, it's such a wobbly lineup, right? It can be very strong, can look extremely powerful. It'll be KBs when you get a good mana pull, if you get that Orchid early and whatnot. And he did, but it's not guaranteed to keep on going. You have to adjust, and you cannot afford to make too many mistakes with that hero. So, Wipeout, unable to make it happen here in the open qualifier bracket, which means ROG Titans, the Rock Titans, they will be in the finals up against Almost There. That's another best of 3 happening tomorrow at 4 p.m. IST. I'll be bringing that to you right then and there. And the winner of that series will be getting this Lancelot and the chance to represent India alongside Signify at the Cobx Masters Phase 2 in Mumbai. So, looking forward to this one. For now, though, I will take a break. I'll be casting some more later, so if you are interested in that, into some JDL games, you can follow me on Twitter at DragonDropDota, and I'll be tweeting about that. For now, though, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.